Guys, welcome back to Dark Horse Rowing. We are starting a 3-part series on how to maintain your machine. So stick with us. Over the next 3 weeks, you are going to see every little detail about getting into the guts of this thing and making sure that you keep it functioning well. Now, today, we're just going to talk about basic day-to-day maintenance, little things that are going to help increase the longevity of your machine, which is actually pretty easy to do. These machines were built, Concept2 built their machines to be industrial strength, bomb-proof. These things just last forever if you take a little bit of care of them. You don't need much. You're gonna need some water, a towel, a little chain oil. If you have Concept2 chain oil, great. Otherwise, it's just 3-in-1 oil. And a little bit of cleaning solution for sanity's sake. Now, getting started, first things first, on a regular basis, meaning after you finish pretty much every workout, I always like to wipe down the slide or wipe down the monorail. So in this case, you're just gonna take a little bit of water and get a rag damp, and then you're just gonna wipe this guy down, get it nice and clean. You're trying to pick up any of just the crud that's built up on here, whether that's dust, chalk, or simply the breakdown of the wheels, or the oil, or the grease that is in there itself. And then you wanna make sure you dry it afterwards. So get that guy nice and clean. That's step one. And you can see this thing was pretty clean and I already got a little bit of junk off of it, okay? From there, I always like to just continue on and just try to wipe the thing down. Try to get any chalk you see off of the machine. There's no reason for dust to build up. The more dust that builds up, the more chance you have of junk getting in places you don't want it to be. So whenever I'm running my rowing club here at Invictus, I always have my members leave the machines cleaner than they found them. So our standard protocol here is workout gets done, everybody grabs a rag, gets it wet, and they go about this process of cleaning the whole thing down. Don't forget all the little nooks and crannies. You're gonna get into all these little spaces that don't normally get gotten. You can see how much junk is building up on here. And this, again, was a relatively clean looking machine. You're gonna continue on, always get underneath the legs. A lot of people don't get the inside of the legs here. For some reason, they just don't get hit when people are cleaning. Work the back side of the flywheel, work the feet and the legs. And then, and here's the big one, wipe down the cage that surrounds the flywheel. You would be amazed how much dust builds up on these and that you don't really see, but there's a fine layer of dust hovering over the outside. And that dust will clog the pores of this perforated metal cage, and that will limit your air supply going into and out of the flywheel. Now, that's important because the flywheel needs air to create resistance. So by not cleaning this thing, again, you can just see this dirt is growing on this towel. By not cleaning this thing and wiping it down regularly, you are basically taking your damper setting down, 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 down because you're restricting air supply, making higher damper settings less effective and having to take it higher to get the same resistance levels. So just keep this guy clean, wipe it off. There's no reason not to, it's quick and easy to do. And then, again, lightly, don't do this with a soaking towel, but I like to just get the crud off of the monitor as well. Again, this piece is expensive. It doesn't like water, so don't do this with a dripping wet towel. But that's our general wipe down, all right? So that's one of our day-to-day pieces. Next, I'm gonna take this same rag, maybe damp, but I'm gonna flip it over, and now I'm going to actually cleaning solution the seat and the handle. And that is because these are the two pieces that get touched the most on the machine. They are the most likely to spread germs around your facility. So get these guys clean. I've got the nice smell of bleach in my nostrils right now. But wipe these guys down. They get touched the most. Other things to think about cleaning would be the buckles, because everybody grabs the buckles and the straps to tighten their feet in. So clean those guys as well. And then again, at the end, give the buttons, give the face of this machine just a nice little wipe to make sure that the buttons get a little cleansing action, because again, people's hands are on these machines. Gyms are great places for germs to spread. And if you can do anything to help them from spreading, everybody's gonna be happier, less sick members, less sick coaches. It's just better in general. So that is the general wipe down and cleaning protocol. Then you're going to take, if you buy a new machine, you will get one of these in the box. It's a star driver, that's all it is, pretty basic. You can pick these up at any hardware store. I don't encourage you to use these with a drill, a power drill. I encourage you to use this with a hand tensioner or a screwdriver, if you will, because I have seen drills strip the screws for the machine. So with your star driver, you are just going to tighten these guys down. I encourage you to check these maybe every couple months or so. If one falls out, it's amazing how quickly, oh, yep, I found a loose one. It's amazing how quickly it starts to shake them loose. And if you lose a bolt on the legs of this machine, it's amazing how quickly the machine starts to torque under the weight of somebody's force application. So I encourage you to keep an eye on those. So you've got 4 down here that you're going to tighten, and then you have 2 more on the undersides here. 2 are right here. Let's check those guys. Those are okay. And then 2 up here at the front. So once you get all 4 of those guys snug down, you should be okay. You can also come back and check these guys back here if you would like. Oh, that guy needed a little tightening too. Again, these things are not going to come loose as quickly or as often as others because they're not part of the assembly. These come assembled with the machine. Those 4 you need to actually install when you're putting the machine together when it comes out of the box. So those would be the ones that you want to check with your star driver. And finally, oiling the chain. Do this about every 3 months. Again, you're going to get a rag, and you're also going to want a friend for this one. Many hands make light work. You are going to pull the chain all the way out. One person's going to hold it here. The other person is going to take a little bit of lube and put it on the towel, and then just run a nice light coating. Do not soak this thing in oil. Just clean it off. You're going to get a bunch of grime off of here. Even if it doesn't look like it's dirty, you are going to help the system out. Once you do that, run the chain in, and then give it 10 to 20 nice aggressive strokes, just to feed it through the system and to get it through the pulleys underneath. And also, if you have any locked links, meaning if you feel any kind of chunkiness as you're rowing and that chain just kind of has a jump point, check the links to make sure that you don't have a frozen link. And if you do, again, make sure to give it just a little bit of extra care with the chain lube. Try to kind of work it loose. And once you've done that with a little bit of lube there, then really kind of goose it and see if the tension can help pry that link loose and get it back to good functioning order. All right? Guys, this has been your daily maintenance, but again, this is part 1. Make sure you check back next week. We're going to show you how to get into the flywheel actually and spend some time looking at balancing the flywheel, cleaning it out, just how to even get in there. All right? Guys, as always, make sure you sign up for our newsletter, The Hustler's Guide to Rowing, where you will get our latest blog article and video every Tuesday morning directly to your inbox. And go check out our website where you are going to find all of our programming and coaching available to you for whatever your goals may be with this machine. Yes, we have programming and coaching for you. We are your online rowing coaches. Guys, we will see you on the other side.